Be a Stoic, Live a Modern Life. Written by Oneida Powell. Narrated by Dylan Parker and Peter Seymour.
Introduction. The word Stoic has its roots in the term Stoicism. Today, these words mean an aversion to all feelings, whether it is excruciating joy, hate, or a kind of impassivity affection. The philosophy of Stoicism, though, is entirely different and follows a very different set of ideas. Although, as time went on, Stoicism philosophy progressed particularly with the advent of Rome, the original theory was rendered in Athens by a Greek philosopher whose name was Zeno of Citium. Although perhaps Seneca, the younger, and Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor of Rome, would be a more popular Stoic philosopher. The fundamental principles of Stoicism are that negative emotions come from bad judgment, and the essence of Stoicism is to suppress these harmful emotions. We even say true joy is reached by goodness. Stoics described philosophy as a way of life that you can become a sage by. A sage is someone who has attained excellence in the spiritual and the academic. Most thinkers, including Seneca, emphasized the idea that goodness accomplishes pleasure. For this to be accurate, then a sage would be immune to misfortune because misfortune creates unhappiness, and there is no unhappiness by goodness. It provides a strong sense of owning one's own destiny. Stoicism, however, is deeply obsessed with destiny and human free will. We believe in determinism, the belief that in a philosophy analogous to destiny, all future events are determined by all past events. But they also believe in individual free will. A combination of optimism creates both a sense of acceptance of what will be while still trying to change the world for the better. Control is among the advantages of Stoicism. One must be in charge, and many Stoic philosophers speak about how a wicked man looks like a dog tied to a cart, and he'll go anywhere but wherever he goes. The set of virtues that Stoicism talks about aren't religious ethics to say God set a set of rules and will be unhappy if you break those rules, but more of a set of naturalist ethics. That's because it's good to be a good person, even if there is no afterlife. Then you should still be a good person. The principle of rationality is also highly emphasized by Stoicism. They believe that knowledge can only be attained through logic and truth. Although this seems common logic in today's society, it is important to look back when the temples told you why a storm had blown in and why the stars had their patterns. One of Stoicism's major lines is as follows. Marcus Aurelius cited, "Say yourself early in the morning, I shall face today ungrateful, evil, selfish, envious, uncharitable people. All these things have come upon them by hatred of the true good and the poor. I cannot be hurt by any of them, since none people can damage me, nor can I anger or dislike my kinsmen, since we have actually can be found in the world to interact." What is Stoicism? For those people who live our lives in real life, one branch of approach has actually been constructed, Stoicism. A short summary and interpretation of this specific school of Hellenistic philosophy. Stoicism in Athens was established at the start of the 3rd century BC in Zeno of Citium. However, followed by Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius notoriously. Philosophy maintains that goodness is happiness, for example, wisdom, and judgment must be based on actions rather than words. Just ourselves and our responses, we can't and cannot depend on external things. There are a few main principles of Stoicism. It tells us the unpredictability of the world, that our life is a short moment. How independent, strong, and independent. How independent. Finally, it is our ability to rely upon our thought, not our reasoning, the root of our frustration. Stoicism is not concerned with
Sample complete. Ready to continue?